everybody, Ben Choi or Space Meat here with the first in my new series of video logs for my new build. So if you've been watching my hammer build, I'm sure you've heard me talk about it repeatedly, the next build. And now we're finally here. I'm going to be building Athlon armor from the Halo 5 beta, or at least the armor that I was using. So it's going to be a combination. I'm going to have an Athlon chest, Athlon thighs, Athlon shins and boots. For the helmet I'm going to be using an air assault as usual, but this time it's going to be updated to the Halo 4.5 version, which look about the same. Shoulders I'm actually decided to go with my old War Master from Halo 4 and my Halo 4, what's this thing called? Forearm, which is contoured. So I'm kind of going a Halo 4-ish 5-ish mix. I mean, a lot of the armor got carried over from what I could tell, at least from what I saw in the beta. There was a lot of old armor and some new armor. So here's hoping when the game actually comes out, my armor is not completely weirdly outdated. So, here we go. That's the first time I've actually built armor before the game comes out, so it's going to be interesting. So this video is going to be video log 0, where I'm going to talk about all kind of the stuff I've done leading up to this point, because, you know, I haven't really been building at all, but I had to do a lot of prep work and stuff. Like, the very first thing I had to do was get, what's it called? Assets for the Athlon armor, so we could model it. So I, for the entirety of the Halo 5 beta, was working really hard to unlock that armor, and, you know, just played it every day for a few hours, and finally unlocked it, I think, on day 20. I got a couple good friends to hop in there with me, live game, just kind of circle around me, and while all the other teammates are like, what is that guy doing? We managed to capture some good footage, at which point I passed it off to Rundown, who modeled it for me, and now I've got his versions of the Athlon chestplate, thighs, and boots. So I unfolded them myself for foam, and I've converted them for laser cutting. So at this point, I've laser cut a few pieces. So this is the Athlon boot, which, there are two boots here, by the way, but yeah, nicely complicated. I also am working on the Undersuit, and at this point, because the Halo 4 or 5 Undersuit is definitely more involved than the Reach one, I had to go a little more detailed. So I'm going to be having an Undersuit printed up, which should be here in a few weeks, and you'll see. But that's just kind of the base layer to give it more texture, so I don't have plain black spandex peeking out. I also ordered an Undersuit kit from BMP Props. Let me show you. Here's a few choice pieces, like this is the neck piece. It's made out of silicone. This stuff is pretty awesome. I mean, look at this, right? And it's flexible, cool to the touch. This is like one of the leg pieces. And here's an inner thigh. So stuff is pretty awesome. So if you have a chance, go look up BMP Props. Great work. I can't wait to actually have it all attached to me at some point. In addition to that, I'm going to be trying out some new ideas. I'm going to magnetically attach my armor this time, and if you've been watching any of the other videos, I'm sure you've noticed me talking about my old Reach armor when I actually did try magnetically attaching it and it didn't end so well. But this time around, I've learned about the miracle of purse snaps and overuse of rare earth magnets, so I am going to try this one more time, but as a backup I still have my physical clips, but at the very least I want to make an attempt at a newer, more convenient system of mounting the armor, in that I can just take the piece and slap it on and be done. Because that's one of the slowest things when I do at cons, like trying to armor up. I'm really, really slow. And, you know, in addition to that, I'm also going to try to run current through the connectors when they're connected onto my body so I can power the lights. Because one of the other drawbacks of my current Reach armor is that I have lots of connectors distributed throughout my body, and those tend to do the things that break the most when I'm moving around. Like I tear out like a little soldering point or something rips, and it's just, it's really hell to fix. So I'm going to be putting a larger emphasis on durability and survivability and convenience this time around for putting on the armor and electronics, and we'll see how that goes, because I'm still experimenting on that. So I might have to revert to my old Reach ways if all of this is unsuccessful, but I want to try something new. So I guess that pretty much kicks off all of the work I've done up until this point for the build. I'm going to actually start constructing tonight, and I guess as a change from all the previous video logs, especially for the hammer, I'm not going to go into extreme detail for at least the construction phase, because this is something you've seen before, me at the table, cutting, gluing, and, you know, that is countless hours of the same thing over and over. Not going to subject you to that, not going to fill up my hard drive with that. But when I start getting into the newer things like, you know, the wiring electronics or the undersuit or anything like that, I will definitely try to pay more attention to that. I also am going to do a dedicated video just on laser cutting, in that I'm going to show you how I go from a PEP file to the vector file, and then I'm going to go over to the lab and actually just, you know, show you all the steps I do to get from, you know, that, you know, file to this, because I know that's been asked before. On top of that, I still probably actually have to finish a hammer log now that I think about it. I have not finished fixing the Crimson Crusher, so look forward to that, but that's separated from this set of build logs. And I guess that pretty much kicks it, or finishes it off. I have 2 months till Comic-Con, so I'm going to be rushing like hell to get this done. And obviously I'm still filming videos for you guys while I'm at it, so I think I'm going to be pretty busy for the next, what, 8 weeks? Oh my god, I'm so dead. I'm already breaking down and I haven't even started yet. Well, here we go.